Konnichiwa! Hi boys and girls, I am Mrs. Arreguy and I will be your art teacher this year. Today we're going to travel to Japan and here we go. You see my little plane here? We're going to travel all the way across. We're in North America, but we are going to travel all the way across to the Pacific Ocean, across the Pacific Ocean, all the way to this little island here of Japan. Do you see that? It says Japan right there. It's a little island and we're going to land right there because we're going to learn a type of art called origami, which originated in Japan. I'm going to show you these little cute little mice that we're going to make, and I'll tell you what you can do with them. But this is a type of origami. Now origami at one time when it first began did not use glue, nor did it use scissors. Imagine that, making something without glue and scissors. But that's what origami is. But we've kind of modernized it and we add glue and we use scissors because it's easier for us and it's still fun to make. So we're going to start. So today's lesson, you're just going to need a pair of scissors. You need some glue and a piece of paper. Now, let me show you what origami paper looks like. We're not going to use origami paper, but I just want you to look at what origami paper looks like. It's just beautiful, colorful, but we're not going to use that because, you know, some of you are at home and you don't have origami paper and it doesn't matter. I like to use recycled paper, and that's something that's very important to me, that we learn to not waste. So recycled paper is great. So I'm gonna use one of these today just to show you that you can create art using what you have, and that's also helping our earth, right? Because it's everybody's responsibility to help the earth. Okay, so I'm going to move my camera down, so watch out because you might get dizzy. All right, here we go. I'm gonna face it down. I hope you can see. Let me move it up a little bit. Okay, if you hear the background, that's classical music, and I love to listen to classical music when I'm doing stuff because it's so relaxing. If you're in my classroom, you know that classical music is always on. All right, so you're just gonna need a piece of paper, right? Just one sheet of paper like this. It doesn't matter if it's colored, it doesn't matter, but the thinner the better. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is fold your paper in half, just like this. Just fold it in half. Now, close enough is good enough, but you know, neater is better. So just try your best. It's just close enough is good enough. It's just origami. You kind of need to have those folds. Make sure you crease it really well, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a second so that everyone can have their paper folded in half. Once you do that, then you need to cut it in half. So here we go. I'm just gonna cut it in half. Again, close enough is good enough, but neater is better. So here we go. Just cut along that crease. All right, so move one paper to the end or away from you. Notice that you're gonna have enough to make a couple of mice, so that'll be great. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is you're gonna take a corner. Just get the corner and bring it over to this edge, just like this. Okay, so bring it over, and then you're going to crease it again. Notice, just slide your nail. You can even slide your nail and just kind of crease it. I hope you don't notice my nails too much, but I was painting the other day, and if you like doing art, you're always gonna have paint on your nails or something on them. Okay, so once you do this, we're gonna cut the excess piece. This is excess, this is extra. So we're gonna cut that off. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to do that. Just cut that off. Now, you're not going to get rid of the small piece because guess what? This is the piece you're going to use because our little mouse is tiny, so we need a tiny piece of paper. So you're going to set the other one aside and let's get the small one. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we did with the larger piece. You're going to take the corner and you're going to fold it over to the edge. Now, if I'm going too fast, you can always listen to the video again, right? So don't worry, you can go back. And then you're going to cut off the excess piece. And this time we're going to get rid of the excess piece, the extra piece, and just move it out of the way. And you're going to be left with the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second to maybe catch up a little bit. If you're not caught up, then just rewind the video. Okay, so you have a triangle. Now you're going to take, okay, this is kind of going to be a little tricky here. I think this is the only tricky part, but it's not that hard. You're going to take this corner and bring it up to the top corner. You're going to take this corner and bring it up to the top corner. So remember, the top corner is the one that opens up at the end like this, okay? Now, here we go. Take this top corner and bring it up just like that and crease it. Take the other corner and bring it up and crease it. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to do that, and it's going to look just like this. Your little flaps are going to be like that. So do that while I turn my paper over, and you guys can keep working on that. So once you've brought the corners up, you're going to open up your triangle and you're going to see the creases there. All right, let me move this over. You're going to see the two creases there, but you're going to have the open triangle. Now, you're only going to take the top layer corner. Remember, there's two corners. You're only going to get the one on the top and fold it all the way down to the bottom edge, just right there where the two creases meet, and you're going to fold that down and crease. Okay, let me show you again. You have those two, you have your triangle. Take that top corner and bring it all the way to the bottom edge. Here's your edge. Bring it all the way to the bottom and crease it. Now, bring this corner in, and we're gonna tuck it inside, like, you know, you're being tucked in the blanket right here. You're tucked in bed right there. Remember, I told you that origami shouldn't use glue. So this is what we're doing. We're not using glue. We're gonna tuck the other in like that, and you're gonna have this little pocket. Okay, so tuck it in, and you're gonna be left with this little pocket. And then you can just press it down. Okay, I'm giving you a second to get caught up a little bit. Now, after you finish this, you had extra paper. You had this little extra piece of paper. You're gonna make some ears for your mouse, because remember, our little mouse has ears. And I love that they all look different, just like people. We're all different, and I love it. Isn't it nice that we're all different and colorful? All right, so get this extra piece of paper, and we're gonna make ears. It doesn't matter how you make your ears. You want big ears, you cut big ears. If you want little ears, it doesn't matter. I just kind of like the big ears. So I'll show you an easy way to do this. And it's probably better if you draw them so that you can, you know, cut them. So just kind of draw. Those are going to be some big ears, but I like them that way. So you're going to draw them, and then you're going to cut them out. And because my paper is folded, I'm going to be making both of my ears at the same time. Okay, I know some of you are going to take a little longer on this, and it's okay. You're going to be left with this, right? So I'm just going to cut them in half, just like that. And now I have my 2 ears. Now, oh dear, I forgot to get my things ready. I'm just going to have a red. I didn't get my markers. I forgot. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and color my ears while they're here. And let's see, I think I want them pink inside, but you can do whatever you want. You want purple ears, you want fuchsia, you want whatever, it doesn't matter. You just do what you want. It's your, if your neighbor's doing something different, good for them. All right, I'm gonna color that in. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can always fix things later. If you're like me, I'm constantly, okay, I go back and redo a few things, and that's okay. All right, so once you have that, you have your ears and you have your mouse head, just like this. You're going to take the glue, and if you're in my classroom, you know about dot, dot, not a lot. That's very important when you're using glue. All we need is a little dot. Dot, dot, not a lot, okay? Dot, dot, not a lot. You're going to tuck these in, right in here, just like that. I like to move my ear up and down, and that kind of rubs the glue in there, and it helps it to adhere a little better. So, do you see how it's starting to look like a little mouse? My ears are crooked. You can make your ears stick out this way, or if you want them straight up, it's totally up to you. Okay, now I'm going to take a pencil or a dark crayon or whatever you want, and this is where you can start coloring in your little mouse. Notice that all of these little mice here are white on the background, but you know what, if you want to, once you finish this, if you want to make a little brown mouse, you go ahead. It's up to you. It's your little mouse. Now we're going to make 2 little circles, and here's a little trick on having a little light in your eye. It kind of makes it look a little more real. Notice that these have like a little white line in them. Leave a little sliver of white. So I'm going to draw, I'm going to do the black like this. And then when I color it in, I'm going to try to just leave a little bit of white. Just like that. And it makes it look a little more real. Then, since I have my black, I'm just going to add some little whiskers. Ooh, my marker is huge. Oh dear. That's okay. These are going to be thick whiskers, but that's all right. Then, when you make your nose, just draw a little heart on the bottom. Just do a little heart, just like that. And then color it in. Don't you just love the music? When you're doing art, just add some neat music in the background. It's so relaxing. That's classical music. And there's my little mouse. Notice that they all look different, but they're all just as cute. Okay, so there we go. I'm giving you a second to finish. All right, you know what's fun about these? These can be your little reading buddies. You know, you can just read along when you're reading your library books. It's just fun to, you have somebody to read along with you. Or, what if, let me turn you back this way. Uh-oh, I'm losing my camera. Oh dear, bear with me. All right, what if they're little puppets? You know, you can make few, maybe with your neighbor, you can talk to each other. Hi, how are you? Ooh, I love you, the color of your eyes. So you can just have dialogue, write your little story, and you and your friends can just have the best time with your little puppets. Or these are also bookends or bookmarkers. Notice, pretend like this is a book. We can just hold our spot right there. So you have 3 uses with these. My favorite is actually using them as a little puppet because they're so fun. And you just add some dialogue, like I said. So anyway, that is it. I want to leave you with a little song that a class of mine did one time for a little show that we had at school, and it's a recycling song. So here it is, and I hope you learn it, and I hope that you actually act on it. So here we go. It's called well, you know what? It doesn't have a title. Okay, so it's reduce, reuse, recycle. We must do all 3. If you don't, our planet will suffer. That's the reality. So, sayonara. Have fun making your little puppet. Goodbye.